Welcome to my new channel, One Pissed Off Republican. And I mean very pissed off. First of all, does anybody really believe that you're going to send Trump's ex-defense attorney, who's now second in the DOJ, to talk to Maxwell to get the truth? Does anybody believe that? Because I've got some oceanfront property in the middle of the desert for sale. They're going to offer her something. They say she answered every question. Yeah, the way she wanted to. They say when she went to court, she lied. She lied about everything. Why don't we take the facts? Why don't we? We don't really need the files. Trump's telling us all we want to know. We know he's guilty as hell. He's been doing this for years. And there's so many other Republicans out there that are so damn mush-brained that they can't see it. Oh, he's innocent. This is a hoax. This is the way the Democrats get at him. Hey, there's never been a hoax about him. The Republicans even admit that Russia interfered in the 2016 election, but that it wasn't by changing votes or anything. It was just by their interference of telling, the emails of Hillary Clinton and all this. The documents weren't a hoax. We saw them. We saw them in Mar-a-Lago. Why don't you believe your lying eyes? His trials over E. Jean Carroll and his fraud cases, they weren't hoaxes. They were held in a court of law where he was given due process, which he's not giving to a bunch of Americans now. Because anybody on the U.S. soil is entitled to due process. He has killed people with his deportation. He came in, has he passed any laws that you know of? He hasn't worked with Congress or anybody else. He had made executive order after executive order, and if you ever watch while he sits there, he has to have it explained to him what he's signing. And he can't read, so he has no idea what he's signing. But back to Epstein. I watched a program on YouTube where they interviewed Epstein's niece. And this, I wish you all would watch it. It will tell you how this all goes about, and that it's, according to her, who she says allegedly was her uncle or great-grandfather of being Walt Disney, was in this cult. Yeah. Bill Clinton shows up on Epstein's file, and he shows up in her story. Trump shows up on the Epstein file and in her story. Why do we not want the truth? We know what Trump has said through the years, how he grabs women, how he can kiss them and they just have to take it. How he owned a pageant. In fact, one of the victims said that, yeah, when he walks in there and you're standing there naked, you have to kind of over, put out of your mind because he does own the pageant. Owning the pageant, I don't think gives you the right to go back in the dressing room. But we know Trump did that. He said he did it. Wake up, people. He said he did it. He made the statement, he's never denied it, that, him and Epstein were very good friends. In fact, Epstein kind of likes beautiful women, like I do, and some are on the younger side. You don't need the Epstein files. You don't need Maxwell. You got Trump's own words that are recorded. Bob Woodward had to spend hours interviewing him. And we know what he did in COVID. He killed millions of Americans by downplaying COVID because he told Woodward that he didn't want to cause a panic. But according to Republicans, that was a hoax too, that there was no COVID at the time. When I say I'm pissed off, I'm very pissed off. I'm pissed off at people that should have enough brains to see what's going on and are in authority. Mike Johnson shut down the House because he doesn't want to face subpoenaing the files. Mike Johnson is uselesser than pimple on a border hog's ass. J.D. Vance, the only reason I want to see Trump gone is if you get Vance, I know he's worse than Trump, because he's pushing to release the files on Epstein. And he's made a lot of statements and moves that have undermined Trump. And when you see it, you know he's pushing for power. He condemns brown migrants as eating cats and dogs, but yet his wife's brown. His kids are brown. He is so conflicted that it isn't funny. But at least if we get rid of Trump, I don't think J.D. Vance has the power to ruin our country anymore. I think Congress, the Republicans, may stand up and get a backbone if Trump isn't there, because J.D. doesn't have the influence or the wealth to have, or the political connections to have the effect Trump's having. And Johnson, as a vice president, he wouldn't know what to do. He would be like a bump on a log. Then I'm not sure who becomes leader of the House, or who's next in line to become vice president if J.D. Vance got through out. Plus, people, wake up. It's being proved that Trump and Musk interfered in the election of 2024. Trump did not win that election. They did mess with votes. Why do you think that Trump got less than half of half the people that voted? He may have got the win with the way they rigged it, but he didn't get the the maximum votes. It wasn't a landslide. He barely slid through, even with their efforts of rigging it. I don't understand why our Congress, and especially Shelley Moore Capito, has these commercials. Oh, she stood with Trump. She stands for him. She doesn't stand for shit except for herself. She and Justice and the rest of the Republicans for West Virginia are a useless piece of shit. They don't do anything for this state or this country. And Shelley Moore Capito should be voted clear out of the Senate. I've watched her come in there and, hi. Or sit over there by Justice, and big fat Justice, he should be called, not Big Jim Justice. They sit there, aye. Well, we're going to cut Medicaid. Aye. We're going to cut food stamps from people in West Virginia. Aye. That's what Shelley Moore Capito does for you. She is nothing but a crook. And all you have to do is watch the Senate or the House when they're in live session or they're having votes, and you will see exactly who is doing what to who. And if you don't think Trump's ruined this country, then where Boeing just canceled, Ford just shut a plant down, or Slatus shut down. Nobody wants to bring a company into this country. We have killed millions by closing USAID. We just took 500,000 tons of food and let it rot and then destroyed it, costing us about $130 million or $130,000 just to get rid of it. Our corn isn't worth a dime out on the market. Farmers are going to go under because when you had USAID and school meals and what you had, and SNAP and this, it helped our farmers. It kept our farmers in business. That's where the food came from that was just destroyed. Our farmers, not imported, not made or anything. It came from our farmers. If you would, please, just look at some of these other podcasts on YouTube, like Midas Touch, like Occupy Democrat, Brian Taylor Cohn. They bring the receipts. I only talk about what I've seen. They bring the actual footage. I'm not equipped to run that kind of a channel. But I try my best to get whatever I can out there. I try to make people look beyond the end of their nose to see what is going on. Wake up, people. Don't let the Republicans shut you down. Even the Proud Boys and the Oath Keepers are getting on Trump now. The ones he brought to power are now coming after him. And he isn't smart enough. Did you ever see Trump ever carry on an intelligent conversation without telling you about Hannibal Alexis was a great man? And nothing is ever Trump's fault. You will never see anything that Trump did that was his fault, according to him. Please share this with your friends and that. And stand up. Tell them, if they start talking you down, tell them what you know, what you've seen with your own eyes, why you won't bow to Trump. All right, thank you till the next time. God bless. God bless America.